Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Isabel Storm 19 here. Welcome to my movie review of the well-known and seen by many, if not everyone, Toy Story 3 movie. Now, you might be wondering, why is she making a movie review of this movie when what everyone else already has? Well, I just decided, why not make my own? And for the record, just for you who hasn't seen the movie in the cinemas, which I doubt, because everyone seems to have seen the movie, but just in case you haven't, I'm gonna give you a 5 seconds count to turn this off. 5, 4, 3, 2, last count, and 1. Okay, here we go. I will do this. I'll actually be reviewing Toy Story 3 in 2 or 3 parts, and afterwards I will get in details about every important character, from the main characters Buzz and Woody to the more little characters, which for example could be the little clown Chuck. But this part will be about my past and the feelings I have with this movie. I remember it like it was yesterday, when it was, I think it was 1995 or 1994, I don't quite remember. But I remember it actually started a couple of years before that, when I was a little girl playing with my Barbie dolls, and I often wondered, what if these toys that I played with became alive, either in the middle of the night where I was asleep, or when I had left my room. A couple of years later, Pixar, as we know it, made that dream come true. And I must say that they did a really good job. First of all, they did it in 3D, in a way that wasn't normal back then. It was like, as they say, eye-popping. It was really, really amazing to see these toys come alive and actually have a personality. They could feel, they could interact, they could be funny, they could be sad, and have different kind of emotions. Now, I remember going in and seeing the first movie, where I just thought, wow, this is amazing. And it was really, really great to watch. And I was a kid back then. But I always thought in the first movie it was all about Buzz. And the interaction between Buzz and Woody, but mostly about Buzz. Because he thought he was this space ranger, this cool guy, but soon found out that he was just a toy. And he ended up finding out that it's okay to just be a toy. You don't have to be important, this important person, to be happy. And that is what Toy Story 1 actually told its audience. You don't have to be this super popular, cool guy or girl to be important. You are just as important, no matter who you are, whether you're just a kid who studies in school, or you're some business guy at some big company. Well, older and looking back at that time, I thought, yeah, we got the story of Buzz. But what about the story of Woody? And it was about 7 years later, or even more, that Toy Story 2 came, which was which was much more detailed about Woody's past. And as I've already told, I was a kid when the first one came out, and I was a teenager when the second one came out, and now I'm an adult and the third one came out. But back to the second one. This one was very detailed about Woody's past, and again, we learned that it isn't important. It's not really the same, but it's almost the same. This time it was about, you might have had a very good past where you were a celebrity, or where you were smart and popular and everything, but that isn't what it is about. It's not about your roots. It's not about how you were born or anything. It's about how you take the resources you already have and use them for something good. And that was what this movie taught me, and it helped me a lot as a teenager, because before that I had thought, everything depends on my roots, on my past, and everything like that. But then I realized, hey, it's not about your past, it's about what you do in your life. And it don't matter that you have a successful past if at the end of the day you wound up miserable with the choices that you make in life. A couple of years later, or should I say here in 2010, it continued again from where it left off. And when I saw this movie, and I have all of the movies, 1 and 2 on DVD, I thought, well, what if that thing that Stinky Pete said about that Andy wouldn't take Woody to college, what if we found out in the third movie if he did or not? And man, Pixar is good at picking up where it leaves off, because in the third one Andy leaves for college. And it's kind of ironic, because when this movie came out, I would not say just left college, but it has been a while since I did leave college. So I can relate to Andy going out and exploring the world on his own, and and leaving some of his childhood stuff behind. Because, believe it or not, sometimes I open the box. Yes, I have a toy box too. It's not exactly the same, but yes, I do have a toy box where I open it up, look at my toys, and realize, yeah, it was the good times, but I can't play with them now. And this is from the toys' point of view, that they feel neglected. They are getting old and acting like old people, because they just want Andy to play with them, but in their mind they know he can't. And again, Pixar, no matter what they do, they seem to do it in a way that it affects people very well. And I'm gonna be honest here, I saw the third movie and I cried. Yes, I cried. Even when I'm an adult, I cried. I mean, if you didn't cry, whether you are an adult, a teenager, or a kid, if you didn't cry when you got in and saw this movie, you are either a very, very cold person, or you don't have a soul and a heart. There are just some teens where you just have to shed a tear and cry. You try to keep it in, but you just can't. Well, I think I've said enough already. I will go in better details about the third movie in the next part. And remember, if you're an adult and if you see a movie that is either a sequel or I don't know if they call it a third or the third movie in a series, and it's the end of that saga, then feel free to cry if it has very big importance in your life. Don't be ashamed, because after all, we are all humans, and it's about time many of us suck our pride and realize, hey, it's okay to cry when you go inside a movie. Well, enough of me yapping. I have very much time left because YouTube has this 15 hours limit that I have to keep. So, have a nice day, everyone, and remember, stay happy. Even if the movie future don't look so good, please, please, please stay happy, because that's what keeps people going. Without a little happiness in our life, we just can't keep going. Well, see ya!